That bitch outfit was ugly anyways. She wasn't even fucking cute in person anyways.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD.
Hello guys, welcome to As Your Big Sister with your host, me, Asia, my queen. Doesn't she look cute today? If you say no, you're hating and you're lying because she looks fabulous. I'm like shining, smelling good. I feel so cozy. So today we are going to be talking about my first influencer event and how it kind of exposed, or I shouldn't say exposed because I already knew I had it, but it reminded me of some of the feelings that I've had as a kid. Let's get into it. So my friend and I drove to LA to attend a Black TikTok event. Right when we get there, we only had a couple hours before we had to head back out to the event. So as I'm getting ready, I'm listening to a podcast, I'm trying to just calm my nerves, but I couldn't help but acknowledge the feelings of wanting to be noticed, wanting to be seen, wanting to, I had certain fears that people weren't going to know who I was. People weren't going to acknowledge my presence. There was just going to be a mixture of people who were more important than I. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, how do I navigate that space? There's a lot of insecurities I have around not being seen or noticed, acknowledged. So how is this going to expose those feelings? And how am I going to react to those feelings that come up? Because a lot of times when I feel like people are leaving me out, not acknowledging my feelings, I really internalize that and I start doing that to myself, or I start getting very angry and hold a certain anger towards that person. I feel like I was entitled to them acknowledging my existence. So it's like, how could you not see that I'm right here? How could you not acknowledge the fact that I'm doing all these great things? I have a podcast. Oh my goodness. Like, how could you not see me amongst all these people? But it does come from a deeper feeling of being overlooked a lot as a kid because there just wasn't enough time anywhere I was at for someone to pay individual attention to me. Unless I was performing or doing something that they found great. There was never okay, let me see what like Asia is feeling at this moment, like without me having to do something or perform for it. You get what I'm saying? Like it was just never it was just never a natural thing for someone to check up on me. So when I am out and I am doing those performances, and those performances don't always have to be something that's me dancing or me being loud or anything like that. It could literally just be, me trying to look a certain way to stand out, to get that attention. And when I don't get that attention, sometimes it could feel so, how could I say this? It feels so, it feels like betrayal because how could you not see this? I performed for it. I did what I had to do to get it. So going back to the moment where I'm in the restroom getting ready, I'm shaking those feelings off. You don't need to do too much. You don't need to whatever. Like whatever happens out of this, right? Whatever happens. Just go with the flow. Go with how you feel. Because also this is out of my comfort zone, because I'm literally just supposed to talk to people that I don't know. I'm supposed to go up to people. Like, that's the whole thing about the event, is to go to people that you don't know. So I'm supposed to just like, hey, Bob, like, da, da, da. And I'm seeing other people going up to people and being like, hey, are you the guy that does the mukbangs? Or are you the girl who does the get ready with me's? Like, people are going up to people and recognizing them and acknowledging them for the things that they do online. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to going up to someone and being like, oh, I like your song on this. Or I'm just not. I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so who does da, da, da. I saw, this is so crazy. I was at Boston Market for Thanksgiving. Don't ask me how I ended up there. It's a long story. But I was there. I saw Frankie Muniz. Is that how you say it? Muniz? Malcolm in the Middle. Yep. Him, and I believe it was his wife. And I was like so impressed, because like I loved Malcolm in the Middle as a kid. And I was like, oh my God, that's like Malcolm. That's Malcolm. That's Malcolm. But I don't go up to the person. I don't try to talk to them. I don't try to get to know them. I don't try to exchange anything or sell myself or anything. I don't like, it's just like, oh, that's so. And then I move on. That was like completely, I wouldn't say against what we were supposed to do, but like the whole point, like I said, was to get together and talk to people. And don't get me wrong, I am seeing people that I recognize on TikTok, like some of my favorites, but it just, girl, I saw Amber's Closet. I was like, oh my God. I texted my girlfriend. I said, oh my God, Amber's Closet is here. And she's like, go say hi to her. And I'm like, no. It's just a thing. Like, I like your work. I like your art. And then I just move on from there. I think everywhere I go, I'm a fan of somebody. Right? So it's like, I don't want to get to know you. I don't want to, none of that. I just want to be a fan of that person. So there's just a mixture of things that are going on at that moment. Before I got there, I was scared of not being noticed and people not acknowledging the things that I do. And then once I got there, it wasn't that. It was, okay, like, let me be invisible as possible and just like watch over people. So I'm seeing some of my favorites, right? Some of my favorite get ready with me girls, some of my favorite beauty influencers, some of my favorite black gays, mukbang guys, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, almost like I'm watching TV. I'm so outside of this whole event. It was the craziest thing. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't feel this need to be seen. I don't feel this need to be the person that everybody's like, oh my God, period, you look so good. I don't need that. And nobody fed it to me either. Like, nobody was really like, oh my God, this is Asia from da, da, da. Nobody did that. And weirdly, I was like so okay with it. I saw this one clip, I believe it was an interview with Vogue, and Pamela Anderson, she's getting ready for Fashion Week, and she's talking about how she feels so good at the fact that she doesn't feel like she needs to be the prettiest girl in the room.
I didn't come to Paris Fashion Week and think, oh, I'm not going to wear any makeup. I just thought, I don't know, something just kind of came over me, and I was dressing in these beautiful clothes, and I thought, I don't want to compete with the clothes. I'm not trying to be the prettiest girl in the room. I feel like it's just freedom. It's like a relief.
I understood exactly how she felt, because there was a point where I felt like if I wasn't the prettiest girl in the room, if I wasn't the funniest, the most whateverist, then I didn't mean anything. I didn't have the right to take up space, because what are you doing here, ugly? I sound like Mr. on Color Purple.
Ugly, you're skinny, you shape funny, and you're too scared to open your mouth to people.
My homegirls that I was hanging out with, they were getting noticed a decent amount. And I was just like in the background, just flowing through. I was high as fuck. Oh my God. I was like really high, guys. I was all up in the sky, so high. I'm high in the sky. She's high in the sky. And I was looking so beautiful, so amazing. My skin was glowing. The lip gloss was glossing. I had this one like tube top-ish thing that actually fucking ripped. I was so pissed. But anyways, I had this tube top looking thing that I got from Target, half off, baby. So it was $8. It was so cute, and it like just went so well with my skin. I was looking so thick, like just feeling so vibrant, and it didn't need to be fed from anybody else around me. And I'm like, damn, bitch, like, you different. Yeah, you different. You different. Yeah, you different. You different. Yeah, you different. Pull up to my scene. What I'm different. I didn't feel for 1 second that I had to be the thickest, even though there's no competition. I didn't feel like I had to be the prettiest. I didn't have to be the nothingest. I just had to be myself, and that's it. Like, if you come up to me and we talk and we connect, that's fine. But if we don't connect, that's fine too. Like, I didn't feel like I had to prove anything. And it was amazing because I actually walked out with a connection with somebody that I had already wanted to build a connection before I even was in LA. I didn't even know she was going to be there. She had commented on one of my videos on TikTok where I said that I want to make some friends, where we do sleepovers, makeup dances and stuff like that. And she's like, hey, I'm shooting my friendship shot with you. And I messaged her back and I was like, DM me on Instagram. And it was so funny because someone had commented and was like, I'm wishing you guys luck. It was so cute. So time went by and we hadn't really talked or anything like that, and I was in just a weird space mentally. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, like, I want to come back and like build this friendship and ship. I just don't have the space right now. And she's like, okay, girl, whatever. So this is months and months and months before the event, right? I get to the event, look over, there she is. And I'm like, oh my God. We chop it up, whatever. There was about to be a party. She's like, oh, you want to go to this party? We're like, okay, cool, you. So the woman that I had met at the event drove there. So she's like, oh, I'll just drive you guys to the hotel. On the way to the hotel, we're having a time. We're singing Beyonce. We're just, oh my God. I was like, this is the best night of my life. I had such a good time. And it's so beautiful what comes out of that, because it's like the fact that I wasn't in that bag of, oh, I hope people know who I am. And I was just in the bag of like flowing. I was able to connect with somebody that I already anticipated connecting with way before the event, way before I even knew I was going to be at the event. So I'm just like, you know what? Once you get out of your own way, bro, like, you're able to really attract the things that you've been wanting to attract, but you've just been pushing it off. So it's like, damn, just flow, girl. If we just flow and get out of our childhood trauma, I really have this like really like big thing in me that when somebody makes me feel like I'm not wanted in a space, I like I'm ticky boom boom. I'm about to lose it. And so there was this one time, 5th grade, there was a girl, she was real popular. Her name was Tori. I always wanted to be her friend. I thought she was so pretty. I was just, oh, I just, she gave. Y'all, she gave. She gave. She was kind of athletic. She was real pretty. She had a really nice smile, straight teeth. Like, it was just, she just gave, right? And I felt like we were starting to connect. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be in the popular crowd with all them. Da, da, da. And there was this one day in PE, she had some candy. I don't know what it was. And her friend, and she was passing it out to her friends. And I'm like, oh my God, this is my moment. Like, this is how I'm going to know if I made it in the crowd. Like, her and I have been kikiing it for days. Like, I've been making her laugh. We've been doing, this is how I know I'm in the crowd. So I walk up to her and I'm like, hey girl, can I get some? And she's like, no. And continues to hand out the candy to her friends. Bruh, when I tell you, like, that shit scarred me so damn bad. That shit scarred me. That's the reason why, like, I'm so, like, crazy when it comes to just, like, I've been in spaces where it'd be a bunch of girls and they'll start laughing and I'm like kind of like, what are we laughing about? And they're like, oh, it's this inside joke that we had together why are you telling inside jokes around people that don't know the inside joke? We all here sitting down talking and y'all doing inside jokes. Explain the motherfucking joke to me then. Cause you saying it, why aren't you saying it inside? So, and a lot of times women do that shit to each other. They do that mind game and shit where they're trying to make you feel like they're almost trying to make you feel beneath them or you're not welcome. Like, make sure, dial it down. Don't feel too motherfucking welcomed here. So then, like, you're just like, what about me? Like, bruh, no, I will lose my mind. I will lose my fucking mind. Someone try to pull that shit on me. So, as you could imagine, when I'm about to get into this influencer, because guys, I'm not an influencer. I'm sorry, I'm not an influencer. My friend, she introduced me. She's like, she's an influencer on TikTok. I'm not an influencer. I just have a microphone and a camera and I like to run my damn mouth. That's it. That's all. Okay. I guess I would be some type of influencer because, like, I'm on the internet and I'm, like, process of building a platform. Like, I get it. But, like, the idea of what people say is an influencer, that is not who I am. Which is fine. I love me an influencer. Y'all make me spend the little money that I got. So I love y'all, but that's just not what I am. So this idea of what an influencer is supposed to be like is in my head too. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be in the vicinity of a bunch of influencers, a person that I don't think that I am or belong, or area that I don't belong in. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be scared that people are just going to leave me out and not going to find me cool, funny, and pretty. Oh my God, I need them too. Like, it was just playing in my head. And then I get there and then that was not the issue at all. There was no issue. Like, it was just like, just flow through everybody. And was able to establish a relationship with someone that I really wanted to establish a relationship with. That's just so cool. That's just so cool. Like, what more can you ask for? For real. Like, isn't that, it's just awesome. I know I was blabbing. I was going all over the place. And you're like, where's the gem in this? I guess the gem in this would be flow. You know, Don't carry these expectations of who you're supposed to be because you think people are going to ask you to be a certain way, you know? Because one, you might even waste your time because motherfuckers ain't even expecting you to be a certain way. So you're just overthinking, right? So let's start off with that. Like, you might be just overthinking the whole situation, which I kind of was. And two, it's like, I think people are so much more attractive when they are just in their own world. Like, you could tell they've created their own world for themselves. And so it's like, if you come into this, you're coming into what I have created. So it's beautiful to just watch people just like flawlessly maneuver through people, you know, and I believe that I did. I believe that I just walked around with me and was just, whoever wanted to say hi said hi. Whoever didn't want to say hi didn't say hi. There was no like, why didn't she notice me? There was no ego in it. You know, because our ego, it will convince us that it's here to protect us. And let me not even act like it's not. Because a lot of times, most times, pretty much every time, my ego is there to protect me. But sometimes it thinks that I'm in danger when I'm not. Especially when I'm in very similar spaces like I was at the event, where I'm really vulnerable and I'm really wanting people to like me. So my ego gets away. It's like, that bitch's outfit was ugly anyways. She wasn't even fucking cute in person anyways. It's like, girl, move along. And also, the most vulnerable thing about that time was I wasn't on social media. I was on my 30-day fast. So there was nothing I could really escape to. There was no like, oh, what's your Instagram? Like, there was none of that. I really had to talk to these people as people, ask these people questions about what they do. I can't just be like, oh, what's your @name? And I don't know if anybody's ever done this to you, but like, when they ask you for your Instagram and you'll be like, oh, it's @ and they'll literally go @Asia My Queen and then look through my post right as I'm standing in front of them. I'm like, this is so awkward. Like, let me leave first. I couldn't do any of that. So I'm just like, oh, so what do you do? And the dude was like, oh, I do mukbangs and da-da-da. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, where are you from? And things like, and I could tell, maybe it's just me, but I could tell he was kind of like, girl, like, you could just get on TikTok or get on something, but didn't have it. I also told this other girl, I was like, I'm on a 30-day fast. And she looked up at me like, what's the point of you being here at a social media event and you're not even on social media right now? So it was like, I was like, yeah, I mean, they may have a point. So in that moment, you also realize people don't care about you as much as you think they do. They really just like, people really exist in their own world. And you don't think they do because you're scrolling on social media and you're seeing everybody worried about the next whatever. But for real, in real life, motherfuckers are really trying to get their bills paid. They're trying to find a new job. They're trying to find love. They're trying to heal from years and years of trauma. People really aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. And like, that was a reality check. That has been a reality check for me for a little bit, especially like applying for these jobs and like working with the public again. I'm like, you guys aren't as worried about me as I really think people are, because I've been chronically online and I see people commenting on other people's pictures. So I'm just like thinking that everybody is worried or concentrated on everybody else. And just like, no. If you really go outside and touch grass, you see that Motherfuckers are just vibing in their own world. They're worried about themselves, for real. And it might sound cynical, but I do think that there is so much good in worrying about your fucking self and knowing that people are worried about them fucking selves. Because you really are like, okay, I could actually for real live the life that I really want to live, because these people aren't as worried as I think that they are. They're not as concentrated on me as I think they are. I could wear what I want. I could low key do what the hell I want for real, because nobody cares. Nobody really fucking cares. It's like, oh, that is like really freeing. It was just amazing. I'm like, sometimes I'd be at the gym and, you know, a song will come on and the pre-workout had just hit, and, you know, I'd be at the gym, I'd be bent over. Oh, gasolina, dame más gasolina. I'd be getting it. And I look around and nobody's paying attention to me. And I'm not doing that and I'm not doing that for people's attention. I'm just dancing. And I'm like, oh shit, like, I forget that I'm in public. But nobody cares. They're really trying to do their bench presses and finish their last set of squats. Nobody cares what you're doing. It's like, wow, okay. I guess I could fake do what I want now. For real. No. I don't know. Maybe you should get one of these. It's a I don't give a fuck salad. But anyways, we're going to wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching me, for listening to me just run my mouth. I think that's what I'm going to do more often. I'm just going to run it. Run it. I'm just going to run it. Just talk. No structure, no nothing. Just talk. So if you take anything out of this episode, don't forget to flow. Flow through the crowd, girl, like you're on skates. There's no competition. There's nobody to compete with. Do you? What's that saying? Beat to the drums of your own horns. Dance to the drums of your own drums. And what was the last one? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. Do your thing. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Let people know I'm funny, I'm pretty, I'm smart, I'm here. This is As Your Big Sister. We out.